In just 8 years, between 541 and 549 AD, a fifth of the population in the imperial capital of Constantinople vanished, succumbing to the merciless onslaught of the plague of Justinian, an epidemic that would go on to claim millions of lives across the Mediterranean basin, Europe, and the Near East. This pandemic, named after the Byzantine Emperor Justinian I, who himself contracted and recovered from the disease in 542, was a cataclysmic event that would leave an indelible mark on the course of human history. As the plague ravaged the cities and towns of the Byzantine Empire, the Sasanian Empire, and beyond, the very fabric of society began to unravel, exposing the darkest underbelly of human existence. The plague's genesis is shrouded in mystery, but historians believe it originated in Roman Egypt in 541, from where it spread with alarming rapidity, propelled by the bustling trade routes that crisscrossed the Mediterranean Sea. By 544, the contagion had reached every corner of the known world, leaving in its wake a trail of death, despair, and devastation. The imperial capital of Constantinople, once a beacon of civilization and culture, was transformed into a dystopian nightmare, as the plague claimed the lives of over a fifth of its population, a staggering number that would have far-reaching consequences for the empire's economic, social, and political structures. As the plague tightened its grip on the city, Emperor Justinian I, who had once been hailed as a visionary leader, found himself struggling to maintain order and stability. According to his court historian Procopius, Justinian contracted the disease in 542, but miraculously recovered, a fact that would only serve to heighten the sense of mystery and terror surrounding the plague. The emperor's recovery, however, was a rare exception, as the plague continued to cut a swath through the population, claiming the lives of rich and poor, young and old, without distinction. The plague's impact was not limited to the Byzantine Empire alone, as it spread to every corner of the known world, leaving behind a trail of destruction and chaos. The Sasanian Empire, which had long been a rival of the Byzantines, was also severely affected, as the plague ravaged its cities and towns, weakening its economic and military foundations. In northern Europe and the Arabian Peninsula, the plague persisted until 549, a grim reminder of the enduring power of this deadly pandemic. As the plague raged on, the social and economic fabric of the affected regions began to fray, as trade and commerce ground to a halt, and the rule of law gave way to chaos and anarchy. The once thriving cities of the Mediterranean basin were transformed into ghost towns, as people fled in terror, seeking refuge in the countryside or other regions that had not yet been affected by the plague. The plague's economic impact was equally devastating, as the loss of human capital, coupled with the disruption of trade and commerce, led to widespread poverty, famine, and starvation. The cultural and religious impact of the plague was no less profound, as people struggled to make sense of this catastrophic event, which seemed to defy the natural order of things. In the Eastern Roman society, the plague led to a heightened sense of religiosity, as people turned to the church for solace and comfort, seeking to understand the divine purpose behind this calamity. The plague also led to a renewed focus on the afterlife, as people began to prepare for their own mortality and the possibility of an imminent apocalypse. As the plague finally began to recede in 549, the world was left to survey the devastation and ponder the profound implications of this catastrophic event. The plague of Justinian had claimed millions of lives, destroyed entire cities and towns, and left behind a legacy of fear, terror, and uncertainty. The plague's severity and impact remain debated among scholars, but one thing is certain: this pandemic was a turning point in human history, a moment of reckoning that would shape the course of Western civilization for centuries to come. In the end, the plague of Justinian remains a haunting reminder of the fragility of human existence, and the enduring power of nature to shape and destroy our world. As we look back on this dark chapter in human history, we are reminded of the importance of vigilance, preparedness, and cooperation in the face of threats that know no borders and respect no authority. The plague of Justinian may be a distant memory, but its impact continues to haunt us, a grim reminder of the dangers that lurk in the shadows, waiting to strike when we least expect it.